You grabbed each other's crotches?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, just for fun.
What the fuck?
No, not in a sexual way. But anyways, Welcome to YouTube's favorite K-pop show, DK News.
Standing Kim, lots and lots of
hottest tea.
First off, only one of racy performance sparks hot debate on what's appropriate in K-pop.
And only one of is a K-pop group.
Yes.
And second, we have the competition Kingdom facing numerous controversies, and I have wrapped it all up for you guys.
And last but not least, is BTS getting military delay unfair? An association of K-pop labels files an official objection to the new enlistment law.
Who is this K-pop label association?
Boy. And on to the first news. Only one of racy performance sparks hot debate on the internet. Only one of made a very heated debate among K-Nets last week as their latest song, Libido, already the song title. It was released on April 8th and it featured a choreo that some might consider a little too much.
Okay.
On one of their first stages of the song on M Countdown, the half of the group appeared in sexy suits with no shirt underneath. This is nothing new, in K-pop, right? Like everybody does that. However, the controversial scene appears at the 2-minute 12-second mark of the stage where one of the members, 9, kneels down to Love, who is another member of the group, and then proceeds to put a leash around 9's neck in a very kinky manner.
This?
Yeah, it was and then 9, this goes wild. 9 proceeds to grab Love's crotch by extending his arm in between his legs and then grabbing his junk. So very, very crazy. This is definitely a very bold choreo for especially a rookie group, the crotch grab. And I don't think I've seen the crotch grab in K-pop before. Not by somebody else. Maybe like a lot of idols grabbing their own crotch.
Yeah.
But not like someone going underneath their legs.
Yeah.
So to see it in a music show, like to see this in M Countdown, where a lot of groups they change their choreo if it's too sensual. It's brought a lot of shock to the Korean public. And here are some of the comments from the K-pop community. The Koo.
This is a little too in your face. The dance doesn't look aesthetic. If it was done well, it would have been artistic. If this was rated adults only, there wouldn't have been a controversy.
Now, only one of member Love stated in an interview on the 9th with News One, saying, "I expected different reactions from this song and I was pleasantly surprised with the hot responses. We created the performance to match the theme of human instincts and impulses. If you've been looking at the story of our music since our debut, it's got more meaning than just being sensual." The song itself is about, the human libido and how like they're consumed by their instincts.
I really like how that 9 dude stuck up to their concept.
Right. They didn't apologize. In fact, they're gonna do more crotch grabs.
Nice.
So my question for you is this performance too much on a show like M Countdown where the kids are watching?
No, I don't think so.
Kids can handle crotch grabs?
Yeah.
Between the legs?
Kids
and,
grab
like,
their
leash?
crotches every time.
Not other kids' crotches,
I did.
though.
My friends did.
You grabbed
elementary
each
school.
other's crotches?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, just for fun.
What the fuck?
No, not in a sexual way. But anyways,
This is very sexual though.
Okay, yeah.
Libido,
okay.
like
jokes aside, I think it's okay. Like, sex is nothing weird. It's about time Korea has opened up to this subject. I know that a lot of people might be concerned that the audience might be very young, and
it is pretty young.
Yeah,
let's be real.
Yeah, it's like 12, 13 to 18-year-old.
Yeah, honestly, if my 13-year-old kid was seeing leash and grabbing the crotch underneath the legs, I don't know. I'd be kind of actually the song itself is really good, and I actually listened to the entire album a few times. You guys should listen to Only One Of. They're actually a really good group. The sad thing is their label seems to do a lot of these publicity stunts. I kind of think this is part of their publicity stunt, like 9 said is part of the story.
Yeah.
But like the previous thing that they did is one of their members suddenly out of fucking nowhere wrote an apology. And then like shaved his head for no reason at all. They said he didn't abide by the company rules.
Okay.
And then they just suddenly came out and said, "Oh, I broke some rules. I'm so sorry." And then they shaved his head. And then they stopped all activities and promotions like 2 weeks into their promotions, which is like really fucking weird.
People have double standards here because honestly, we've seen way more sexier concepts with female idols, with the sexy concept before. Yeah, I can shove like very, very sexy footages in your face.
Right.
Like that excels that level.
So let men touch each other's crotches.
Yeah, just like we did in the old days.
That sounds so fucking wrong. On to the next news.
Mnet's Kingdom Legendary War has been under controversy since even before the airing until now, the second episode. And even before the start of the show, the public was already under suspicion because of it solely being under production from Mnet. Mnet having the history of continuously rigging and manipulating idol competition shows, from Purdue Series, Idol School, and also making the devil's edits on Superstar. People have formed a very low credibility rate upon Mnet and their idol shows. For Kingdom specifically, it already met an obstacle even before the airing of the show. How miraculous. As one of the MCs, you know, from TVXQ faced a controversy related to COVID-19 protocol, breaking it, and going to an adult bar, which he rebutted that wasn't true. He didn't know it was an adult bar. Anyways, besides that, the MC, you know, had to step down from the program due to the controversy. He voluntarily did. However, the program being pre-filmed, Mnet stated that they would have to include him in the program for at least 3 episodes.
So you need a face swap.
Another bump in the road was Stray Kids Hyunjin having to step down from the program due to allegations of school bullying. Also, after the first episode of Kingdom, netizens started pointing out the difference of set quality between the idol performances. While some groups just performed with minimal props, no props at all, just themselves, some groups got sculptures and plastic, styrofoam rocks and boulders and stuff.
Very important.
Due to this difference and unfairness, the program recording was rumored to be halted for some time because some of the participating labels complained about the issue to Mnet. Mnet later said that it wasn't true that the show halted. Mnet also apologized for their mistakes, saying that there was a miscommunication or misunderstanding, that they hadn't been more clear on what the boundaries were for props and whether they were allowed or not. And the stage budget was supposed to be less than $5,000 for each group. What it's rumored to be is like some labels got that info and some labels did not get that info, so they didn't know the boundaries, like the budget.
So some labels started spending a lot of money.
And after the recent second episode, certain fandoms got mad again about the screen time distribution. Classic debate always. Several fandoms claimed that only certain groups were getting more screen time and some groups were only getting 2.5 minutes, even including the reaction shots.
Wow.
That's really, really low.
For an hour-long show.
Yeah, so I think in this case they have a valid say. On top of this, again, many iKON fans got mad this time about the camera work done by the Kingdom staff. Many fans suspected that YG Entertainment uploaded a dance practice video out of the blue suddenly, quickly after the show aired, with intention to throw shade on the program. Fans compared the two performances, Kingdom and the dance practice video, and the difference in the camera work side by side, claiming YG's clip superior. For example, some important parts such as Donghyuk's face being covered up by dark lights and the shadow of the camera, that was a bit off. Like, he's covered by people and you can't even see his face because it's so dark. Or like switching the camera unnecessarily during very epic moments, like when somebody's like rising to the top, you're supposed to show the whole stage where all the other members are like bowing down, but they just only focus on the person like rising up. So and also darker lighting compared to other groups were some of the criticisms that the fandom gave. In the meantime, Kingdom is not doing so well, TV rating wise. Well, this applied to Island or all the other
I mean, you can't expect TV ratings for this kind of show.
International ratings are what leads it these days. But anyways, the ratings started off with a 0.3.
That's pretty abysmal.
And now it rose to a 0.5, which was the lowest for its series.
Oh, okay.
At least I see a lot of views on their performance videos on YouTube. But anyways, all of these controversies, what do you think about them?
Regarding the screen time, I did see a few posts about that. I think it's very valid. Especially because this is an audition program. 2 minutes 30 seconds for one group. That's a little bit too much. That's when you get to the area of like, okay,
do these people even exist? Like, on the show?
How bad do they have to fuck up?
Do they not talk?
Like what did they do wrong?
And also for iKON, I don't know. I think it's just generally Mnet's camera work being like stupid and boring. And
I don't blame them though. I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Say you're in the shoes of a TV producer.
Yeah,
I mean, that's your fucking job at the end of the day. But at the same time, like, you don't know the choreo as well as, say, your company does, right? Who specializes in that artist.
And also there's a lot of like variables you have to consider, like lighting or the shadows or stuff like that. It's not just like one cameraman doing this back and forth in the dance practice room. So I guess we have to give some slack for the cameraman. But I do, at the same time, if it's going to be very professional and if you're going to, like, if there are certain epic moments in one choreography, then at least you would have to prepare well for those points. So I can't give him like a pass.
No,
but
it's more like, okay, well, he
tried.
He's a dad. He has kids.
Those idols are also grinding and trying to pursue their dreams. They're trying to get their moment of fame and spotlight.
Let's be real, iKON going on there or not isn't gonna affect their fame or
that
money,
video is
whatever.
gonna leave.
These people that are the cameramen, that are the producers, they're all dads too.
Okay.
They have kids.
But what do you think about YG
moms.
suddenly dropping the dance practice video? Do you think there was any intent?
I think there was a little bit of shade there, but also it could have been just a business move. If you're just on air, people are gonna look for it. So obviously that's the best time to drop a video regarding.
I don't know. I think fans were also a little bit disappointed, even more because in the first episode, iKON did last in ranking. So they wanted iKON to shine a lot, but the camera work didn't really add anything. I'm gonna do better.
But you're all dads at the end. Next news. An association claims that BTS getting military delay is unfair. Oh boy, this is the biggest news.
We saw
People
this
are
coming.
pissed. On April 8th, Korean Music Content Association, KMCA, a union of Korean music labels and distributors.
Wait, is this association legit?
They announced that they had filed a written objection to the Ministry of National Defense regarding the revised military service law for pop culture artists that will take effect this June. So the revised service laws allow recipients of the Order of the Cultural Merit to postpone their enlistment age until 30 years old through recommendation of the Minister of Culture, Sports, and Tourism. Wow, that's a handful. This has been called the BTS law because the only male singers that have received the Order of Cultural Merit under the age of 60, in the past decade was BTS and Psy. And Psy already served twice in the military when he received the award. They call it the BTS law. And naturally, many reports came out stating when KMCA filed this objection that KMCA was objecting to this new law in an effort to go directly against BTS getting special treatment. But before you go angry, hold your horses because I'm gonna just lay out the gist of the statement. The KMCA statement focuses on the unpracticality of the new law compared to other industries that receive special delays and exemptions. Currently, pop artists must receive the Order of Cultural Merit to be eligible for the delay under the new law, the BTS law. However, it is basically impossible to receive the Order of Cultural Merit before one enlists in the military. According to the 2021 standards for candidates of the merit, one must have done activities for 15 years or more to be eligible to be even voted. So this means that a male K-pop artist would have to debut at the age of 13 to even be eligible to receive the merit before he gets sent off to the military. BTS received the honors in 2018 as a special exception to this rule because, you know, they are the exception. For your information, the average age of artist recipients, singer recipients of the Order of Cultural Merit has been 67.7 years old. So it's very, very rare. BTS is like a one-of-a-kind case that they even had to bend the rules to give. It's literally impossible. The KMC also made comparisons with other industries and how K-pop gets the short end of the stick. For example, laws are in place for venture entrepreneurs to be able to delay their service until they are 30 years old, regardless regardless of their performances. And KMCA also mentioned that athletes and people in fine arts who are eligible to get exemption for good performances in their crafts. Compared to this, K-pop artists must get on the level of BTS to simply get a delay and bend the rules, right? So technically, it's impossible. Here are the Korean reactions to the statement.
Getting to the level of Order of Cultural Merit is the only way people will accept the delay service. The standards are high so that no one goes off saying they are a musician and gets delays. Delays weren't even supposed to happen, but since BTS is on another level, people accepted their exception. Who would feel left out because BTS got a delay? Nobody.
Obviously, the comments are not positive. However, a lot of them do seem to misunderstand the points of KMCA's statement. Basically, the KMCA wants to lower standards for everybody to match the level of standards that some other industries might receive. The gist of it is not really about BTS, but because this is the BTS law, like people are coining it the BTS law, and they are going against the BTS law, saying this is too high of a standard. It does seem like they're just going against BTS.
Yeah.
If you read the statement, it's not really about BTS.
So as an army, I kind of feel offended here too. What they're just trying to do is simply trying to get their artists also exempted or like delayed for the military as well,
Right.
because they want to get more profit out of their artists as well. Looking at this intention, it just sounds very greedy to me, because what BTS did, they didn't get it for free. They did like painstaking work for like years and years, and they made an exception up to the level of national consensus to bend the rules. Their whole sacrifice until that and all their achievements got that exception for them. But now people are just trying to, get the low-hanging fruit. Now, since it's there, like, oh, there's BTS. They're just pointing at BTS and saying, like, BTS got it. Why can't we do? The companies here, their initial stance should be at least trying to, match the standards of BTS, advance in that direction, not just like pointing at BTS. Oh, they got that exemption. Why can't we do it?
I have like very mixed opinions about like this KMCA statement, because first of all, where were they before BTS was eligible for a delay? I know that a lot of big K-pop labels, they gathered and used BTS to the politicians. Like they threw BTS's name to the politicians saying, oh, maybe they can get an exemption or maybe they can get a delay so that their artists could benefit off of that. Like this is like industry insider information.
Yeah.
They were hiding behind the name of BTS. And now that BTS is the only one that's eligible to get this exemption, now they're salty about it. So they want to get a piece of that pie too. They thought like if BTS gets something special, then they might have a chance. But now that they don't, they're being angry about it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
But at the same time, I also feel like just looking at these standards, which are literally impossible to meet for a K-pop idol, I do think the standards need to change.
Which was met by BTS.
It was not met by BTS.
That's exactly my point.
No, it was not met by BTS. It was an exception
I know.
rule. They gave the example of venture entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Like people that are like us, who are like running their own business, they can get a delay until they're 30 years old because their life depends on it. If you think about a K-pop idol's life cycle, for most people, it's not very long.
Yeah.
For these K-pop labels to not even have a chance, they don't have a chance to make a delay, I think is at the end of the day unfair. So like previously I said no one should get delays, no one should get exemptions. Now I changed my mind with their example of venture entrepreneurs. If I think about it from the perspective of these people's livelihoods, I do think they do deserve delays with certain standards. What those standards might be, I don't know. But definitely right now, it makes zero sense because the government is basically saying no one gets delays.
I agree to that because what I was saying before is that BTS getting that exception itself means that they met the bars of national consensus because people need to approve and people need to agree that, oh, they deserve a delay and they met that exceptionally. If you start giving exceptions to K-pop idols because saying, oh, since it's their, prime in their age and it's like a death sentence to their careers, what about everyone else in the society?
Here's a suggestion that I think would get less backlash from the public. They lower the number of years of activity required to be eligible for the Order of Cultural Merit because right now it's 15 years. Basically impossible for a K-pop idol unless you're 13 years old debut. So if they lower it to 10 years or 7 years, which is the length of a K-pop contract, that opens the door for these pop culture artists to potentially benefit off of this. If they're receiving the Order of Cultural Merit, then obviously they're up to a certain standard, right?
Yeah.
They're up. That means they're the best in Korea. So I think people would accept those who get that, not having to go to the military for another 2 years. And also that would open doors for other K-pop artists. I think that's the only way. And I think that should be the norm because I feel like essentially it's made for BTS, right? It's like the rest of you, don't even think about it. That kind of defeats the purpose because even though like everybody has consensus on that BTS deserves this, I also think this whole discussion was supposed to be about if these ballerinos and these, pianists and like whatever athletes can get, exemption or delays, why can't pop artists? They're a valuable asset. They're a valuable people to our culture too. If that was the true intent of the discussion, then I think they should make the rules fit for that discussion. And by lowering that number of years, I think it would help greatly the K-pop industry and people would agree to it.
At the same time, I feel like we need to be cautious and careful that the award does not dilute to the direction of, let's try to get that award to get military exemption. The award should not be a purpose or a means. Once it starts getting tainted and altered like that and influenced, then the award loses its values and its honor. And if we look at the record and history of people who got it, nobody actually rebuts on those people, the list of people that got it. So I think it's very dangerous to sway the years and stuff like that. But at the same time, the era is changing. K-pop is influential and it's more impactful than just fine arts or like ballerinos or ballerinas. So I think there should be a little bit of change. But I'm just saying, let's be cautious. And in the process, we need to be very transparent and open to the public because if they do not do that, there will be a lot of backlash from the public. Those extra 2 or 3 years compared to what everything BTS has achieved, giving those extra 2 or 3 years for the other artist for a lower bar, that just doesn't make sense. That's not math to me.
If this law is to be not just like a BTS special law, but a law and a discussion about pop artists and how they're treated in society and their value in society and K-pop's value in society, then I think they should change the law or just man up and go. There you go. Yeah. Tell us what you think in the comments below and go join our Patreon after show. I think we'll have a very long debate. This is a long video already. Patreon.com/DKDKTV for only $5 a month. You get 4 exclusive live streams of us debating, and you can join in the debate too. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.